All right, you guys. Bad news. I can't, for some reason, I cannot share the video. I don't know if there's a glitch with StreamYard. I don't know what's going on, but I cannot share the video. So there's only two things that I can think to do. I can play it on the computer. You won't be able to see her, but I need to know that you guys can hear her. You may not see her, but if you can hear her, then we can still do the reaction. So I'm going to play a little bit of it and let me know if you can hear her. Okay. Let me know if you guys can hear. Okay, so you guys saying you can't hear her? Taylor, you can hear Jasmine video? You can hear her, but not the video. Okay. Well, let me do it like this then. Okay. Hold on. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play it through my cell phone. That's the only other way I know how to do it. I'll have to get in touch with StreamYard once the live is over. Because I didn't go live yesterday, so I had no idea the StreamYard wasn't working. So
I know we're not gonna be together. We're not gonna get married. I'm gonna do this all by myself. Like I went with the mindset of that.
Okay, so hold on, you guys. Let me get it to the part.
Hmm?
Yeah. Honey.
No. Come on, put it in there.
Hey, look at what over
Or give it to Mama.
Mama.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, now. You can pick it up. Stand up first. Thank you for cleaning up the mess that you did. Is that everything?
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, get out of here. I know. Thank you. He just break. I don't know. Something Aiden made me.
Oh wow.
I think it was the earth. But he was cleaning up. He knocked my thing down and knocked everything down. Okay. Thank you for cleaning up. Cause I gotta clean it up. I'm gonna clean this up because you ain't finna be mad at me. You picked everything up. No, we was making eye that whole time when he was staring at me and I was looking at him. But then he kept on trying to hope, like, keep from smiling. He was like, then he kept put his shirt over his face. I was like, because he know I was serious. I meant business. No, you did not just freaking break that.
All right, so we're getting ready to get into the part of the whole question of the live. So you guys know that Jasmine initially, when she starts her live stream, she doesn't have a title for them. She allows the live stream basically to detect what the name of her live stream is going to be. Okay, so initially the live, when it started, said like, "Hey y'all," or "Hey everyone," and then after the live ended, based off how the live went, she decided to title it, "Do Single Moms Choose to Be Single Moms?" Okay, so the majority of the live was based around that.
Your statement did not make any sense. That was so dumb. She was like, basically, because I'm not married, I chose to be a single mom. Yeah, it's so funny. It's like you think that we go in with the mindset of, I'm gonna be a single mom. We're not gonna be together. We're not gonna get married. I'm gonna do this all by myself. Like, I went in with the mindset of that. No, the fuck I did not.
So this is where I agree but disagree with Jasmine, right? So I understand what she's saying. When she met Philip, when she met Chris, and she decided to get into a relationship with them, and then they started having children, she didn't go into the mindset of, oh, I'm going to meet this guy, I'm going to sleep with him, we're going to have a baby or babies, and then he's going to leave me. Right. We understand that, Jasmine. Like I said to you guys in the first live stream, none of us go into a relationship intending that it's going to end, right? We all go in hoping. However, a lot of times you will see things in the relationship that should give you some type of signal, red flag, cue that this may not last too long. We all saw those red flags. We even heard Chris say numerous times that he was not ready for children. He did not want any children. He said maybe in the near future, right? We heard Chris say that. Jasmine heard him. We remember back when her and Chris first started dating, Jasmine would always bubble up the conversation in the chat of when y'all gonna get married, when y'all gonna have kids. This was before she got pregnant with Legend. So if you go, here's the thing. No, you didn't go into the relationship thinking that you were going to be a single mom, that this man was going to leave you to basically raise your child by yourself. But he told you without telling, he didn't just tell you, he told a whole 10,000, 20,000 plus people, whoever saw her live in the actual live or in the replay, that right now I don't want any children. However, if Chris didn't want any children, then he shouldn't have had sex with Jasmine unprotected. The fact that you had sex with her unprotected, in Jasmine's mind, is not telling her you don't want any children. Because even if you pulling out, we all know what that pre-cum do. Okay, a lot of us done got pregnant off the damn pre-cum, right? So pulling out is not 100% guaranteed that I ain't gonna get you pregnant. Okay, so that's the thing. And so when Jasmine talks, like, sis, you need to realize that just because that man slept with you raw dog doesn't mean that he was never going to leave you. All that meant was he was caught up in the moment. Y'all was ready to have sex. You didn't demand that he use a condom, and he didn't have one to put on. That's all that meant.
So crazy.
Right, Shea Butter?
We did not choose to be single. Unless you went in a mindset in a relationship, that's the only people that go into a relationship with a mindset of just, this is it. You don't have no goals in your relationship. You got to have goals. It doesn't have to do with being married. You got to have goals. You have to have long-term goals with that partner. And if you don't have long-term goals, then that means you went in there with a whole different mindset in that relationship. But I didn't go in with that kind of mindset in any of my relationships that I was in. I went in with long-term goals. Even when you get married, a lot of women go in with long-term goals in the marriage. Sometimes they...
Jasmine, here's the thing, sis. If you went into the relationship, we're just going to use Chris. We're not going to use Philip because that relationship is over. Okay, no. Matter of fact, we're going to use Philip. You said you was with Philip for 14 years, right? You said you met Philip in middle school, right? So when you met Philip and you and Philip started dating in school, what long-term goal did you have with Philip? Y'all were middle schoolers or like preteen teenagers. What girl, the boy didn't even take you to prom. Philip didn't even take you to prom. So what long-term goal did you have with Philip, Jasmine? And even if you, after you had Kaylin, if you thought that at that point that y'all were going to have a family, what long-term goal did you have when he continuously cheated on you and had children while he was with you? What long-term goal did you have with Philip, Jasmine? None. Even if you had that goal, obviously Philip didn't. Now let's go to Chris. When you met Chris, what was y'all conversations? You and Chris talked about 5 years from now, 10 years from now. Not, oh yeah, I'm gonna marry you. Yeah, I'm gonna propose to you. No. Like, sis, what was y'all long-term goals? Y'all didn't do anything together. I don't care. I wasn't there when Jasmine signed the lease, but I'm willing to bet that when Jasmine signed the lease for that house, Chris wasn't on that lease. Because in my mind, I don't think Chris would have left that house knowing his name was on that lease. If anything, he would have made Jasmine dissolve the lease and had her move because he was getting ready. Like, I don't see Chris having his name on a lease and he not even living there. Me personally, I don't see that happening. I really feel like when they moved into that house was in Jasmine's name. That house wasn't in her and Chris's name. So what long-term goal did you have with Chris, sis? The longest term you had is if y'all got, in my opinion, if y'all got through the whole 30 days of 1 month, that was a goal for you. Like, what long-term goals did you continuously have with Chris? In the very beginning of y'all relationship, the man broke your tripod. When you were living in an apartment, he got mad. Y'all wasn't even living together 3 months. He got mad and started breaking up your shit. So what long-term goal did you have with Chris? And in the very beginning of your relationship, that man came into your house and violated you. He broke the equipment that you need in order to make money. So he didn't even replace it. You replaced it. So what long-term goal did you have with Chris, ma'am?
You know, shit doesn't work out, but that's just life. It just always so happened to fall on the mom. Like, let's be real. Everything falls on the mom. Or the one that's just more involved. I can't just say mom because there's fathers out there that are single dads. The more involved parent. Get married, then have babies. And now I'm stuck with it. I got to try to figure out how to get a divorce. That's another thing, you know. If the person decides to leave and then it's the same thing. They can still decide to leave. Then you got to be like, yeah, I got to try to figure out how to get a divorce. Another thing on top of another thing.
Jasmine, but when you married someone, especially if you marry a man or a woman that has a job with pension, and especially if they don't get married, like you and him get divorced and he doesn't get married again, sis, you have access to his pension. Like that, a marriage is a contract. It's a lot going into a marriage, but you wouldn't know that, Jasmine, because you had kids by 2 different men and didn't marry either one of them, right? So you don't know that. People don't go into marriages unless there's a lot of money and they do what they call a prenup to protect their access prior to going into the marriage. If they had money prior to the marriage, the money that they had going into the marriage, they'll do a prenup, so that money won't be disturbed, but the money that they make together obviously will be distributed between the two parties in the marriage. But see, you can't have that conversation with Jasmine because, in my opinion, she doesn't think that far. Jasmine's, in my opinion, her whole mission, her whole goal was just to have a warm body in her bed, right? To me, to her, that's goals. That's goals. Because as much as you kept saying how Chris was wanting, he was going to propose to you, he told your mama, your daddy, your granny, this person and that person. He told all these people, but yet he still walked out your life and didn't even give you $553 to pay your damn rent. So Chris told all these people he was going to marry you, and then he walked out the door, didn't marry you, didn't propose to you, and didn't even give you the $553 to pay your damn rent.
No, that's true. A ring doesn't change anything. Even married men leave their families. But that's what I'm saying. But she's saying like, oh no, because she's married, she didn't choose to be. That makes no sense. Like, who chooses to be single? Who chooses to be a single mom?
Sis, here's the thing. A lot of times you choose to be a single mom if you marry a man that's not marriage quality, right? So if you marry a man, let's say this, Jasmine, when you met Chris came into your home with no job. He had no job, no car, and he didn't even have his own place. He was living with another woman. They broke up, and then he moved in with you. So you chose to have the outcome because going into the relationship, you got into a relationship with a man that had nothing to offer you in the beginning. Even if down the line he decided to get a job and he gave you a couple dollars whenever he felt like it, in the beginning, Jasmine, you wanted to build a bear, okay? And we're gonna call that bear Chris. You wanted to build a bear. You reeled Chris in by the pretense of how much money you make on social media. Chris even told us that he always wanted to do social media. How do you always want to do social media, and then you go from you always wanted to do social media to where he cussing you out and telling you don't even breathe his name in your live chat or on your videos? You said build a bum? Yeah. So again, sis, when you had a situation, right, Takesha, you had a situation 12/6 of 2020 where you could not, at least you came to the end and you did a whole video during Vlogmas saying that you couldn't provide a birthday for your daughter or food for your kids because you didn't have any money. And you told us then that it wasn't your responsibility to tell Chris anything about your income because he wasn't living there with you, but he was your boyfriend. So again, sis, the outcome that you basically got out of that relationship, in our minds, you chose to be a single woman because you chose to get into a relationship with a man that didn't have relationship qualities. This is a man who had no relationship with his only daughter, and you were aware of that. He had an estranged relationship with his twin boys, but yet you thought it was a good idea to birth a child for him when he had no relationship with his daughter. Him and the mother of that daughter have no co-parenting relationship. And him and the mother of his two oldest boys have an estranged co-parenting relationship. So you thought your relationship with Chris, having a baby with him, was going to be any better when the two women before you didn't get shit up out of him? Jasmine, no, really, sis, do you really think your twat is all that great? As you see now, your twat was just like Lakenya's and Medusa's. Your twat was just like theirs. Because just like he left them, he left you. Like, that's the reality. That might sound, I don't know, harsh, but that's the reality, sis.
I don't know any person out there that went into their relationship with a mindset of, okay, I'm going to be single after I have this baby, and I'm going to take care of everything by myself. I don't know any woman that went into something like that.
Erica.
Stop pulling on that. Let go. Let it go. Here, get your blanket.
No, okay, right. Who said that? A Mo lady said that's why I don't feel bad for her. Look here, sis. Here's the thing. We're gonna call Jasmine our homegirl, right? For this reaction purposes. Jazz is our homegirl, right? And your homegirl, Jasmine, calls you up, Mo lady, and says, girl, me and Chris just broke up. You're gonna be like, what? Oh, dang, sis, I'm sorry. But in your mind, while you're kind of like somewhat grieving for your homegirl, Jasmine, because that's your homegirl, right? And you're a woman and she's a woman. So woman to woman, you're like, damn, sis, I know how much you really love that ninja. Y'all got a kid over there. So yeah, I'm sorry. But your heart's not really going to bleed because prior to, listen to me, Mo lady, prior to Jasmine calling you up, telling you her and Chris just broke up, you remember all those other phone calls that Jasmine called and told you about that the ninja didn't come home, y'all didn't got to fighting, and all this other stuff that went on prior to. So when she calls you, when Jasmine calls you and says, "Girl, me and Chris broke up," you like, dang, sis, because you feel for your friend, because as a woman to woman, you feel for her, but you can't feel sorry for her because she's like, girl, what did you think was going to happen? Look what happened from the beginning and the middle of your relationship. So if in the beginning and the middle, if it wasn't good, did you really think you was going to have a good ending? No.
That's why you get married before having children. Well, this is 2024. I'm not saying that no one doesn't want to get married before having children. Shit just happens sometimes. That still doesn't leave the mom to take care of everything. Like, you're still not getting down to the nitty gritty. You still do not.
Jasmine, here's the thing. So y'all, let's be honest. It doesn't always happen where you marry first and children are second, right? There's a lot of us in this chat right now that had children out of wedlock. Like, we understand what the Bible says, but we all are of sin. Like, we all sin, right? So none of us were born perfect. We all were born into sin, okay? So, yes, but just because, and this is just my personal belief, just because you had a baby out of wedlock doesn't mean that your relationship is just doomed. Because you can have a baby with a man that's your husband. Like, you get married first and then you have baby, and your relationship can still end up in a divorce, right? Look at Jenny, Mai, and Jeezy. They wasn't even together 3 damn years, and they over there getting a divorce.
I have to take care of everything just because it didn't. You got, boy, leave that alone. Give it here. Stop. Get it. Stop touching stuff. Damn, bro. You really about to irritate.
Jasmine, you're going to have just as much of a problem with Legend as you do Aiden. You're not a strong disciplinarian, and your children don't pay no attention to you. And we try to warn you of that when little Aiden was little. We tried to warn you of that. You're going to have that same exact problem. There's no reason why Legend at 2 shouldn't be off playing with his toys somewhere. There's no reason why Legend, and I think Ava's there, but I believe Ava was sick and she was in the bed or something like that. But in my opinion, there is no reason why you should have had Legend off somewhere playing with his toys, watching a movie, Elmo, or something like that. Because again, Jasmine, we understand that you're a mother and you have children, and we understand that children are not always quiet. We understand that. But at the end of the day, sis, you're at work, you're making money, right? And you're trying to have a very, I don't know, deep conversation with your chat, right? Like, how can people really take your conversation seriously when you're constantly interrupted by your little boy that you won't teach him how to mind? None whatsoever, our family.
Divorce still creates broken families, so there's no different. Thank you. It does just happen, but that's why I have to make better choices. Honestly, it doesn't just come down to us just women. Like, that's the thing. We always see it like as it's just us women. We gotta make better choices. We didn't, like, in reality, we don't really know what choice we make. Like, sometimes shit just happens, but we don't know the choices we made are bad until it happens. Sometimes we don't know until it happens. And there's like,
that's true, Jasmine. Sometimes we don't know until we get into it, until it happens. However, a lot of times before things start happening, there are warning signs. Jasmine, you had warning signs. You just chose to ignore them, sis, because you wanted a man, right? And it could have been Chris. It could have been any man. Chris was the one who bit, right? He was the one who bit at that time. But you had warning signs, Jasmine. You moved a man into your home that did not have a job, Jasmine. That was warning sign number one, because a real man should have felt very uncomfortable moving into your home with your 4 children, and he had nothing to offer, and he basically was driving your car and relying on you.
damn, that was a bad choice. But I hear you, Shirley. But in reality, we don't. Like I said, it comes back down to we did not choose to be a single mom. We all went in with a mindset, I'm pretty sure, I'm just speaking for all, of I want to have.
So let me say this. West Coast Suma says, I'm actually really sick of that narrative. Things don't just happen. Jasmine is 32. If you can't have sex without getting pregnant, you don't need to be having sex. Right. You're right. Jasmine is not a teenager, right? Jasmine is not like in her mid-20s. Okay. She was like, what, 30 when she got pregnant with Legend. And here's the thing. Considering all that she went through with Philip, I don't know. I would have been a little hesitant to have a baby so soon with Chris. Now, I'm not saying Jasmine regrets having Legend. I mean, even if she does, it's too late. He's here now, right? So you got to take care of him, regardless if Chris is a willing participant or not. You, the mother, got to take care of your children. But you're definitely right, Suma. Like, Jasmine is a grown-ass woman. But here's the thing, though. That this, what you said, really doesn't apply to Jasmine, because Jasmine went into the relationship wanting a baby with Chris. Because for some odd reason, and this is just an opinion of mine, Jasmine associates baby, man together forever. She believes if she has a baby with the man, that he won't go anywhere. I really feel that's how she feels, right? Because if you notice, every time her and Philip would have a situation over there, if you go back and watch those old vlogs, and especially knowing what we know now, every time Jasmine would find out Philip got somebody pregnant, then she would come up pregnant. She did it every time, because I feel like in her mind, that was her reason for Philip doesn't need to leave her, because they have a family. Although Philip was making a family on the other side of town, they have a family too. And in Jasmine's mind, she felt like she was here first, so she got top dib. And that's not the case. That wasn't the case. Because if that was the case, her and Philip would have stayed together.
I want to have a family. And if someone's feeding you that kind of information, or feeding you something like this is going to happen, your mindset's already made up. Like, okay, all right. Especially if you get pregnant after having a child. I'm sorry.
What? If you get pregnant after you have a child? What the hell does that mean? I don't even think she knows.
Some of y'all are being in these comments because y'all mindsets is all jacked up. Y'all thinking like a man. That's just thinking.
Wait, hold on, girl. Who the hell? Wait, hold on. Who the hell you talking about? Our minds. our minds are jacked up. No, Jasmine, you're the one having this real intimate conversation with a bunch of strangers about your damn twat. Okay? That's you over there. That's not us. We think like men. And what do you think like? You was over there taking care of a ninja, but we think like men?
Oh, you chose to be a single mom. So you telling me that I laid down and I told you in the back of your head to inject in me, nigga? Like, let's be real. Like, did I say inject in me? It takes two. So the nigga injects in you. It's my
Hold on. Inject or eject? Oh, never mind.
choice whether now we're gonna get real controversial. It's my choice whether I want to abort the injection or keep it. Let's be real. And then that's when people start saying, "Oh, you're a baby killer because you aborted it." But when you keep it, you chose to be a single mom. You chose to do this shit by yourself. In reality, when you get back down to it at the very beginning, bitch, I didn't choose any of this.
Okay. Well, what about when you had the AB right before you met Chris? You remember that, Jasmine? When you took the kids' Christmas money and went and got an AB? What did you do? And then you turned right around in this, well, not the same year, because you had that AB in December. Then you turned around the very next year and got pregnant with Legend. So the man that you were pregnant by with the twins, what are you saying? Chris was more prosperous? He was showing more of a promising future than that man? Well, if that's the case, why you didn't use if that man wasn't showing a promising future, hence the reason why you got the AB, why was you sleeping with that man raw dog to get pregnant, to take your kids' Christmas money and go get an AB? That's when people start saying, Jasmine, you chose to be a single mom because of the way your behavior is. You're just raw dogging these men and getting pregnant, and then you're playing Russian roulette. Should I keep it? Should I not? Should I keep it? Should I not? That's what people are talking about when they say you're choosing to be a single mom.
You go all the way to the very beginning, bitch. I didn't choose any of this. I swear, I would say 9 times out of 10. Some women, I'm gonna just speak for myself. I didn't know I was pregnant until I felt my body changing and I felt something was up and I took a pregnancy test. I didn't know. And at that point, it was like, do I want to spend $900 for an abortion, or am I gonna just keep it and we're gonna work things out? Not keep it and think I'm gonna be a single mom.
Y'all gonna work things out. What was there to work out? She said inject, y'all. We know it's ejaculate, but y'all, she said he was injecting. And I guess he had a damn turkey baster over there. I don't know. Jasmine, you said once you got pregnant, you were gonna have to. You figured you and him will go ahead and work things out. But what is there to work out? What was there to work out? Was it the fact that Chris was telling you he didn't want the baby? Now, even with Chris telling you he didn't want the baby, obviously it's Jasmine's decision because it's her damn body. But see what happens, Jasmine? At that very moment when you told that man you was pregnant, although you said you felt your body was changing because you didn't know what was going on, how the hell you didn't know what was going on? And you have been pregnant several times before, Jasmine. So now you don't know what it feels to be pregnant and you birthed 4 kids? Girl, hush. So when you told Chris you was pregnant, and Chris told you he didn't want a baby right now, and so he wasn't going to pay for it because Chris didn't give you $553 to pay the damn rent. So I know he wasn't giving you $900 to get no AB. So basically, since Chris couldn't come up with the $900, Legend was here by default? Is that what you're saying, sis?
Talking to my partner. What should we do? Let's work this shit out. Let's figure it out. We're going to figure it out. We're going to raise our child. We're going to do this. We're going to elevate in life. So when someone's telling you that stuff, you're not thinking I'm going to be single in the next couple of years. You're not thinking that. I don't care what nobody said. Just because
Jasmine, you got pregnant with Chris within 3 months of him moving in. What did you think was going to happen? That man said on several live streams and told you and the people in the live chat that he was not ready. Every time you mentioned baby, Chris wanted to bust you upside your forehead. Every time. We literally saw smoke coming out of his nostrils. He was so angry every time. Now, that doesn't excuse the fact that he went on ahead and injected in you, because he still went over there and injected in you, not ejaculated, but injected in you. Poor thing, Jasmine. Jasmine, how old are you? And you still talking about a nigga is injecting his semen in me. Babe, stop it.
that man said on a live that he didn't want kids does not mean that he didn't say that he didn't want his son. Just because I didn't want any kids, I went through fucking hell. But I had Legend, but then I still got pregnant. I still to this day don't even know how I got pregnant. I sat and thought, what fucking day did he get conceived on? Yes, we was fucking like fucking rabbits. Yes, we was. But at the same time, I was just like, when did he, like how? Because we were real careful. He pulled out. I'm just thinking about everything.
Wait, hold on. You said y'all was screwing over there like rabbits. You mean like Liv and Zolo? Honey, they was screwing like rabbits and buying bunny rabbits. Not y'all was over there effing like jackrabbits. Oh my goodness. And so you said y'all was real careful because Chris was over there pulling it out. Did he pull it out fast or did he pull it out slow, Jasmine, girl? Because if you gonna tell that part, you might as well tell it all, honey. How did he pull it out, Jasmine? Did he just yank it out or did he just slide it out? Did he push it in or did he slide it in? Jasmine, girl, tell us.
But it happened. You can't sit here and act like it didn't happen. It happened. Now life must go on. Now what are we going to do from here? That was the next step in our communication. We're going to figure this out. We're going to elevate together. That was our next step. Did I think whenever we were talking about that, in a couple of years I was going to be single? No. Because who thinks like that?
Well, shit, quiet as it kept. You should have thought like that. Quiet as it's kept, honey. You should have thought like that. Because if you would have thought like that, you probably would be thinking like you're thinking now.
Yes, I had a choice to abort my child, but I didn't. Some of y'all are just... You knew he didn't want you to have the baby. If he really and truly didn't want me to have it, those would have been his words.
Jasmine, did you forget that we saw those text messages that Ming put out of your group chat where you clearly said in that text message, baby, them was your words. Ming didn't Photoshop them text messages. You clearly said in those text messages, Jasmine, that Chris is acting funny since you told him you was pregnant. You even said that you was thinking about getting rid of the baby. Like you were that upset because Chris wasn't loving you up because you told him you was pregnant with his seed. You literally said that in the text message. So now you're telling us, did you forget that you explained those text messages to us when Ming put them out there? Did you forget that you explained to us? Did you forget that? So now you're telling us that Chris was just, girl, Chris didn't go to not one damn doctor's appointment. Not one. When you went into labor, you drove yourself. Chris barely made it to see Legend get pushed out because he had to be at the house watching Bentley and his homeboy had to give him a ride up there. Jasmine, hush.
Be real. And I'm just saying, pull out.
I will, Rain.
I'm reading other comment. But let's be real. am too.
Chris didn't even have a car seat in his car.
Bailey, you can say whatever you want. I mean, I'm just telling you what, because you sit here and you think you know what you're talking.
Jasmine, calm down. Hush. Bailey just trying to get some things off her mind over there. You don't want to open the door for the conversation, so let the people say what they got to damn say over there. Now, here's the thing. This is why we feel like Chris wasn't so glorified that you were having his son. Jasmine, that man didn't buy that baby a damn rattle. That man, most men, not all, most men, especially when you have their son, honey, they buying matching Jordans. The baby got on Jordans, the dad got on the matching Jordans, they got matching outfits. Girl, there's not one picture in that house of Chris and Legend. Not one. That man didn't buy your baby. I don't care if you told him my subscribers was going to buy. As him being the father, especially if he was very ecstatic about having his son with you, that man didn't buy that baby nothing. You stood at the Walmart in a video and showed us the stroller or the car seat. It was one of the two that he was supposed to buy. Legend is getting ready to be 3. He's almost ready to get his driver's license. And Chris still never bought that boy that damn car seat. Never, Jasmine. Never. But you want us to believe that you didn't choose to be a single mom. Well, you chose a man who made you a single mom. Does that sound better?
About, but you really don't. Because at the same time, he was talking about having baby number 6.
Yes, it did, dear Kim.
Did I think after talking about having baby number 6 that this nigga was gonna just leave? No, I fucking didn't. Like, come on. Like, some of y'all be acting like that.
Right. You talked about having baby number 6. Hence the reason why baby number 6 never got here. You talked about having baby number 6. And you see, that man didn't inject baby number 6 in you. You see that, right?
Delusional or something.
Right, repping.
Oh my God, Lord Jesus, Bailey, I think Bailey, somebody can say one thing and then turn around and say another. I don't know what else to tell you, but you got it. I live with the nigga. The nigga told me what he wanted, and I went by it because I'm gonna go by the man that I'm with. I'm gonna have your back. If that's what you want to do, we're gonna figure it out. That's what But at the end of the day, I can't change how he ended up in this shit. But it is what it is.
Right, Jasmine. That's the most important thing you said during this whole live. You can't change what happened. But what you can change is what will happen in the future. Now, again, y'all, Jasmine ain't got to listen to a damn thing I'm saying. This is just a reaction video. But hopefully, the next man she chooses to be with, that she reflects back on the relationships with Philip and Chris. And again, Jasmine, remember the words. Nobody chooses to be a single mom, but you choose the man who makes you a single mom. If you go into the situation and that man is not showing up and showing out in the beginning, he damn sure ain't gonna show up and show out at the end. Chris came into your life with nothing, and he walked out your life with nothing. You don't think it's going to happen as Wiseman?
Some people are just so dumb. I'm sorry. Some of y'all are so dumb.
Baby injection.
It's like, it's exhausting reading some of these comments.
Oh, yeah, he did take the truck.
Oh, my God. I swear, being a content creator, people sit and they'll take everything. Y'all think y'all know stuff, and it's so crazy. We sat here and talked about having another baby, laid in his bed and talked about having another baby. We talked about moving. There was so much shit that we talked about.
Right. Y'all talked about it, Jasmine, but did nothing happen. Talk is cheap. You ever heard of that phrase? Jasmine, you act like we was in the bed with y'all. We don't know because we weren't there. But at the end of the day, the actions always speaks louder than words, Jasmine. I could talk about doing a lot of stuff, but if I don't put forth no action, that's just what it was, Jasmine. Talk. Like, so you really think because Chris told you he was going to propose to you, because you really thought that Chris said that eventually we can have another baby, let's try for a little girl. So do you really think because Chris said those things that that's what he meant? Because Jasmine, if he meant half of what he said, he would still be there. It's the fact that you're having this conversation with women who've been there, done that, sis. And the funny part is you've been there, done that too.
Y'all think y'all know everything. You can sit here and say, oh, he said on this live, said on that live. Nigga. It's so much we talked about. I was supposed to get we were supposed to get married, we were supposed to propose. He didn't want to tell me. He told everybody, but of course I'm gonna find out. He told Olivia, they had a whole talk. He told Olivia, my mom, my dad, my grandma. He was supposed to propose to me. Did that happen? No. Like, bro.
He told Olivia. Girl, Olivia called that man a bum. We don't care what he said to Olivia.
Like, come on. Like, y'all sitting here acting like this nigga can't say one thing and shit didn't happen. That's the same thing with the fucking baby.
Wait, you get mad at us because Chris filled you up with a bunch of pipe dreams and didn't deliver on any of them? So you get mad at us because Chris sold you a dream? Yeah, okay, Jasmine. He told you all these things. But what the part that matters, Jasmine, is that they never happened. He could tell you anything. It's the fact that he didn't make anything happen for y'all. Jasmine, are you okay? Now, sis, I'm starting to feel like you don't need to date anything at all. A man, a woman, a chicken, a dog. You don't need to date anything because sis, you this dating thing, I don't think you got the concept of it yet.
Lord Jesus.
Yeah, it sure was, Vaughn. Imagine this girl sitting over here. This man been gone since last year, damn near a year. Imagine you almost a year later saying, he's told my granny and my ex-bestie that he was going to marry me. He told me that we were going to have another child. We even talked about getting a house. Imagine saying that a year later, as if this man was your husband. Girl, he was your baby daddy / boyfriend. That's it. That's all he was, sis. And let's be honest, he caused you more grief than anything. He ran off with that truck. You never really told us the whole story about that, but there definitely was a story behind that truck because you insinuated some things about that. You told us you sat in the car about 2 weeks ago and cried about how much you provided for him and all that you did for him. And he, you can't stand a liar and you can't stand people to go back on the things that they said. Again, Jasmine, he talked about your stuff to you. He put forth no effort, no action. So to be quite honest with you, you sit in this chat trying to protect Chris. What looks like what it seems to me, when Chris is nowhere trying to protect you. Chris is nowhere telling nobody that you're a good woman. I'm not saying that she's sitting here telling us Chris is a good man, but Chris is not sitting anywhere having any conversations about Jasmine. But yet she's sitting in this chat going back down memory lane about Chris. Rewriting history. Exactly. It's the fact that Chris is not sitting anywhere having conversations about you. And if they are, they're not good ones. Trust me.
Oh, Bailey, I don't know who you are, but you seem real obsessed about this nigga. Child, you're not gonna put me in no motherfucking depression talking about this shit with this nigga. Like, the shit is done. I don't want to even talk about the motherfucker. You okay? Come here. What happened to the baby? So, yeah.
Philip's engagement ring is on Poshmark. Jasmine put Philip's engagement, it was a black band. She put that on Poshmark about 4 years ago.
What is it?
Coley, you could tell Jasmine that to you blue in the face. Jasmine feel like she did make good choices. She doesn't feel like that she was at fault.
So I don't care. I don't give about anything. I got my mama here 24/7 in my heart.
See, this is the problem that people have with Jasmine. We understand Legend is the baby and he's 2, but in my opinion, she didn't do all this caressing with the twins. I think we'll get to the part where Jasmine said that it's easier with Legend because he's 1 child versus the twins were 2 children. So she couldn't really do what she does with Legend because the twins were double trouble. That's basically what she said. And I'm like, what? Do you know how many people that have, okay, I'm going to give you an example. The T&K family. Tanae, she has triplets. She loves each one of those girls individually. And she had 3 daughters all at the same damn time. It doesn't matter that you had a set of twins, Jasmine. They deserve the same love, understanding, patience as if Legend is getting right now. This is why people don't respect you, Jasmine, as being a mother. Because you're trying to convince us that the reason why you can be more patient with Legend because he's 1 child when you had a twin girl and a boy, but you couldn't be patient with them because they were 2 children, as if they were cutting up at the same time. There were times where Aiden was asleep and Ava was up, or Ava was asleep and Aiden was up. And also, there were times where both of them were up together. Those twins didn't choose to come to this earth. Just like you said, you didn't choose to be a single mom. Those twins didn't choose to be born as twins. So they're supposed to deal with the fact that you couldn't have big patience with them because you and Philip procreated and birthed twins. Girl, you sound dumb.
Say, I got my mama 24/7, and that's all that matters. Don't touch that. Say, that's all that matters. Say, that's all that matters. I got my mommy. Say, I got my mommy. Say, I got my mommy. I don't care. I got my... Are you tired? What time is it? Oh, it's not time yet. No, don't touch that. No. If you say so, love, y'all not gonna disturb my motherfucking peace. How about you deflecting? She said, make them pay you for story time. Girl, I got stories for days.
Yeah, I know, Lynn.
People think that they know so much, but they don't know anything.
You say people think they know so much, but they don't know anything. But Jasmine, newsflash, sis, we didn't ask you. No one's asked you your business. You come to the internet and tell a bunch of nosy people what's going on in your life. Nobody is knocking on your door or begging you to do a video or a live stream. Like, girl, stop it. If it wasn't for the people being nosy, there would be no need for your channel. You wouldn't make any money. Like, at the end of the day, you should be happy that people are inquiring minds. That's how you're able to keep coming to this internet getting views.
Why do you want to come out? Say, at the end of the day, I'm still a blessing and I am here. And that's all that fucking matters. So, children need their fathers. All these women raising kids acting like they don't need a male in their life. I never said that. I never said that. Say, mama never says that. Say, mama never says that. But one thing for sure is mama's here 100%, like 24/7. That's what all mama said. I ain't never said that. Hey, from Switzerland. Hey. Say hey.
So with Legend, you reassures him that you're there 24/7, but the 4 oldest got to go stay with their daddy 5 days out of the 7. Okay. I don't know why he's baby talking at 2 years old, because Jasmine doesn't make him use his words. That's just my opinion.
Oh, I like that. She said, why do you have to make them be fathers? What? What?
You know what? That is true. Who just said that? Trina just said that sadly, Jazz is all Legend has. And you know what? That is the sad reality. Jasmine is all Legend has. At least the day before got his dad and their dad's side of the family. Legend doesn't have that. And maybe that's what makes Jasmine latch on to him more, because he doesn't have a family dynamic like the Davis Ford do. So that could be a reason, you guys. And you know, like I said, I hope nothing never happens to Jasmine. Excuse me. I hope nothing never happens to her while Legend is still under the age of 18, because God forbid if it does. I don't know what happened to the little boy. Maybe her mother will take him in, you know, hopefully. Right, racist. Yeah, I mean, I agree too. I agree with that. Yeah, that's true, Miss Pettis.
Every woman handles their relationship differently, and that's okay. I agree. I agree to that. So it's not been wait for kids to be their dad in their life. As a woman, we need.
That's true. I would hope Chris would step up, but I don't know. I don't know anything about Chris as far as his character, other than what we've seen on videos. I've never sat down and had a conversation with Chris. I mean, I don't know if he would step up, considering, I don't know, the situation with his daughter. I mean, his Paris, which is his daughter's name, Medusa, which is Paris's mother. Obviously Medusa's there, and then obviously Medusa has a family. So I don't know. Yeah, I don't know, you guys. I really don't know. But Trina, once you said that, I have thought about that. Jasmine is all Legend has right now, because I don't think Chris is like a very big willing participant in his life. I really don't. I think he might FaceTime Jasmine. Maybe he's came by a couple times just to keep the cheat off of him, so Jasmine won't be triggered to go put child support on him. I don't think she would, though. But I feel like when Jasmine got child support put on Philip, I don't think Jasmine did it herself. I think she did it because she was receiving welfare. So welfare kind of maybe force the issue. So if she's only receiving food stamps, again, I don't know how that works. I don't know if the state of Texas will step in and make her put child support on Chris if she's getting food stamps and Medicaid for Legend. That could be a possibility. Again, I don't know how the state of Texas work with that.
Do not need their father's attention. They still need to be supportive of you as a mother and their child. One thing is we need to choose a man with better character and good credit. This is her life, and these are the decisions that they made together. I love the Lord.
I really feel with that little boy being almost 3 years old, he should be using more of his words than he does. I mean, that's just my opinion, but every child is different, child. Oh, will they, Joy? Okay. Okay, Misty said Texas will. Okay.
It can be applied both ways these days. Yeah, there are. Yeah. Maybe in our next life, man can carry the babies. That would be a good one. Baebay. They will feel it out. That I feel like men couldn't handle carrying a baby mentally. I feel like they couldn't handle it.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. That's enough of Jasmine. She gets to the part where she talks about her paying more attention to Legend than she does the other kids. She talks about that. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. We've talked about that many times. I don't really feel like we need to hold the live up because I can't remember what part that was. I didn't watch the live in its entirety. I watched I think it happened in the next 10 minutes or so. I don't even really remember. But basically, the moral of the story is Jasmine is a woman who doesn't really want anything in life, in my opinion. Hence the reason why she gets what she gets, right? Obviously, when she got with Chris, she more than likely didn't go into the situation thinking he's going to leave me. He's not going to give me $553 to pay my rent and not take care of my son. Or if we have a child, right? She probably more than likely didn't go into the situation thinking that. But once she was in the thick of things with Chris started showing her signs of, I'm really not that stand-up guy. But then Jasmine was, she was sideswiped with the fact that Chris more than likely was a good talker. I mean, I'm not going to say Chris has the gift of gab, okay? I'm not going to say that because if she let Philip pull the wool over her eyes, and I don't think Philip is not that bright. I mean, shit, anybody can pull the wool over her eyes at this point. But the moral of the story is, y'all, and it's not just for Jasmine. This is for all of us ladies. Like, we have to go into situations thinking more about ourselves than anybody else, because the harsh reality is when you get into these relationships with these men, married or not, and there's a child that comes out of that relationship and the relationship does not work, 9 times out of 10, you as the mother are stuck with the child, right? Now, unless you like Olivia and the baby daddy comes and snatch custody from you, and you know, there's situations like that too. But typically, you are, you as the woman, you're stuck with the child. So you really got to, you got to kind of figure your way out of situations. And I know a lot of times it's easier said than done because, you can get into situations and a man can, gaslight you and make you think he's this knight in shining armor. And then as you get into the thick of things, you realize, oh, you really ain't who you are. And sometimes it's too late because you've already gotten pregnant or you have a child. And we know there are situations at times when you have the baby with the man. We know there are situations where once you have the baby, the relationship, the whole dynamic of the relationship changes too, for the worse. Sometimes it doesn't change for the better, right? But I think in any situation, when you're dealing with a man that's not about the right, there are definitely signs. There are red flags. It's just you as the woman, you have to adhere to those. You have to pay attention to those. You can't just always turn a blind eye to it and think, oh, it'll get better. Because sometimes it don't get better with time. Sometimes it get worse as time go on. Unfortunately, there are a lot of women that, are victims to those situations, But Jasmine's just not a bright individual. We've said this many, many times over and over again. Jasmine gets what she gets because she doesn't put much into it. She goes into the relationship, I think a lot of times with this fairy tale. I think Jasmine gave up obviously any type of hopes and desires of having any type of life that she thought of before she started having kids or her basketball career. So now that she's gave that up and she's set on her sight to be a content creator and now she has children, I don't think Jasmine really wants too much more than that. So when you don't strive for more, you don't get much either. That's just, in my opinion, that's the reality of the situation, right? But Chris didn't hide. No, well, at least he didn't hide to us. He showed us many times that he was the damn devil. Okay. He showed us that many times. Like if we picked up on it, and here's the thing, it's not us as Black women, because the majority of us, I think, are Black women in this chat. I mean, if you're not, no, TMR don't mean any shade. I'm just saying, whatever our ethnicity is, we're all women. And I heard something today where, I heard someone say today on Instagram where Black women are always trying to pull another Black woman down in her relationship. Like as if to say, if we see a woman being happy, us as Black women, we don't like to see women happy in relationships. Like we're just miserable women by nature or something. And that's definitely not true. I think a lot of times people take, although you're not in the relationships, but a lot of times when you're on the outside of a situation, you can typically see what people can't see that's currently in the situation, especially if you've been through things, right? And I think people take that as when you say that out loud and you speak the truth that you see, people take that as you being hateful and spiteful and you just don't want to see me happy. And maybe there are some people like that, but then I think there's a lot of times it's just people just throwing some caution to you. And some people will catch it and some people won't. It just really depends. It's just really up to you as a person, and a lot of times like I said, we've said many times to Jasmine in comment section reaction videos, we saw the signs that Chris wasn't the good guy for her and her family. We said it. Obviously, Jasmine didn't listen to us. And unfortunately, she had to see it for herself, But I just really feel as a Black woman, and if I speak to another Black woman about a situation that I see that's going on, it's not that I don't want to see you happy, sis. I just don't want to see you go through things, right? But sometimes people will take that as, oh, you just don't want to see nobody happy. Oh, you must be over there miserable. No, sis. Even like if you're a single woman and you're talking to a woman in a relationship, and especially if she's talking to you about your situation, and then you give her some suggestions, it's not that you want to see her single and lonely like if you're single and lonely, you just trying to aid some, you're trying to render some aid to a situation. But I don't know. Sometimes people don't really take it like that. And, but you're right. Jasmine is very hard-headed, LaToya, and she don't like to listen. And in that live, she was very defiant. And when you listen to people like Jasmine, there's really nothing you can say. People like Jasmine, you just got to let them be them. You just got to let them figure it out. So if Jasmine feels like, because Chris painted a picture to her that they were going to have this perfect life, and because he painted that picture, she believes that's what was going to happen, and she's not understanding that life don't always work that way, then you have to let her think that those are her thoughts. That's her life and she has to live it. She comes on a public platform and she talks about her thoughts publicly, and then a lot of people who watch her disagree with her, or they agree with her, either way. But at the end of the day, Jasmine, like LaToya just said, Jasmine is very hard-headed, and I just really feel like she'll never really learn. Hopefully she will, but I don't think she will. I think Jasmine is always going to be a sucker for a man. She just gives me that vibe. She's just always gonna be a sucker for a man. Birth control and self-love would have prevented all of this. Yeah, that's true. Me personally, I've said this to you guys before. I really felt like she jumped into that relationship with Chris too prematurely. She was not over the trauma that Philip bestowed upon her during their 14 years that she claims that they were together. Is the fact that she even says that they were together 14 years when that man had about 6 kids on you while y'all were together. I wouldn't even be claiming them 14 years. I would just say I've known of him. I wouldn't even say we were together 14 years. Jasmine, that man created a whole damn near basketball team while y'all were together. I wouldn't even be claiming that me and Philip were together for 14 years. Yeah. I mean, y'all knew of each other, but together, no, sis. He was with you and a few others. Matter of fact, the chick that he with now, he was tiptoeing with her in the tulips when he was with you. Whew. Okay, y'all. That's my time, honey. That's my reaction. Again, I apologize, y'all, deeply for the technical difficulties. I'm going to reach out to StreamYard. Not tonight, y'all, because I'm going to shut it down and go to bed. But tomorrow, I'm going to reach out to StreamYard and see why it was doing that. And hopefully I can get a solution and fix it so the next reaction, it won't be like that. Okay. But I hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. I'm going to definitely see y'all in the next one, honey. Remember, sub what you love. Bye.